元気ないみたいだけど。
ちょっと悩み事。
そっか。お茶でもしながら愚痴りたい？付き合うよ。
そうしたいところだけど、宿題しないといけないから。
わかった。また今度ね。
バイバイ。
授業中に恥かいちゃったよ。So, in last video, I explained about this 授業中に. We've seen 作業中 and now 授業中. So, during the class, in the middle of the class. 恥かいちゃったよ. So, this is an expression. 恥をかく. So, 恥をかく means to be embarrassed, to lose face, to kind of bring disgrace, you see? And so here, be careful, because you might be surprised, かいちゃった comes from かく. But if you learned the te form conjugation, you know that く verbs become いて. かく、かいて, 聞く、聞いて, etc., etc. Usually, this is the form that every student forget about, so try to remember that ku becomes ite and ita for past tense. So here it should be kaite shimatta. Don't forget that chatta is the contraction of te shimau, so kaite shimatta. And once again, it's an auxiliary verb that indicates you regret an action or you've done it by accident. Well, anyway, it kind of means oops or I feel bad about it. So whenever you've done something and you kind of feel bad about it, you regret it, etc., etc., you can use てしまう. 授業中に恥かいちゃったよ. So I lost face during the class. I embarrassed like everyone because I sucked. And then the other one, 元気ないみたいだけど. So 元気ない, 元気がない, if you add the particle, it means that you're not feeling well, you're not in a good shape. And the みたい, we've seen it too, it means to look like. So you look like you're not feeling well. And the dakedo should then be translated by but. Looks like you don't feel good, but... And then the sentence is suspended. So in Japanese, they love to suspend sentences to not finish them. Here, it's not an actual but. You see that she's kind of trying not to be too direct. She's noticed something, she tells her, and then, well, maybe she will answer, maybe she won't. So once again, many things that you find at the end of sentences, actually, you can even translate them in English because it's like too subtle. It's just kind of changing the way you convey information. It adds nuances of how you are formulating things. You see, it's very subtle.
元気ないみたいだけど。
ちょっと悩み事。
ちょっと悩み事. So, 悩み means trouble, worry, distress. It's kind of when you have a lot on your mind and it causes distress. You see, you're kind of stressed about it. You don't feel good about it. You feel a bit lost about it, etc., etc. And goto comes from koto, which means things. So literally, things that causes worry. Nayami goto. And chotto a bit. So it's kind of, I have few concerns. I have few things that make me anxious. But then her answer is very vague, of course. 代表に選ばれるのはビクトリア。選ばれる。So, あれる is the passive voice. So, 選ぶ to choose, 選ばれる to be chosen. 代表に for the representative. So to be chosen to be the representative of the school. In Japanese, they formulate it this way. They love the word daihyo, but we don't really use it this way in our languages. So when she says daihyo, it actually means the winner who is going to San Francisco to represent the school. So here it will be a bit hard to explain. So it is kind of a structure in itself. X, Noah, Y, des. So first, why do you have no? And most importantly, why do you have no after a verb? So once again, it's not the no that you place after a noun. It is a no that is used after verbs to use them as nouns, because basically in Japanese you can't use particles after verbs, or at least particles that you usually find after nouns. So you can't say erabareru wa. It doesn't exist. You can't do that. So adding this no, you can then add wa after a verb. So basically this is just a wa des structure. Erabareru no wa Victoria des. So your verb is used as a theme, but it's still a bit more complicated than a wa des structure here. Here, des noa is used not only to use the verb as a noun, it's also used to make some kind of highlight effect. You use noa des when you want to highlight the first part of the sentence. So let's use the translation to understand. It is Victoria that will be chosen, or the one who will be chosen will be Victoria. The sentence could just have been Victoria is going to be chosen. But no, you see that we add a highlight effect. It's Victoria who will be chosen. So this noa des is used to make this big highlight effect, to kind of, you see, reverse the sentence to add this contract effect. It's not Victoria will be chosen, but it's Victoria who will be chosen. So in many situations, you can translate this no by the one. The one who will be chosen is Victoria. But you have situations where no, you won't translate this no by the one. But for the moment, since it's a bit difficult, you can remember this and you will be able to translate a few of these noades when you encounter them. Another tip is that you first translate the last part of the sentence, which is very easy because it's just y des. You see, Victoria des. So it's Victoria. And then you find a way to add the first part. So it's Victoria who was chosen. Another example, baka na no wa anta da. It's you, anta da, it's you. Baka na no wa, who is stupid. Umareta no wa New York desu. Umareru is to be born, so umareta no wa New York desu. So it's in New York that I was born. Do you see that if you just translate the y des, maybe then you will understand how to translate the first part. But well, anyway, it's fine. We will see many others noa, so you don't need to figure it out right now. So second choice. Ocha de mo suru. So ocha, tea, suru, well, to do. In English, to drink. They kind of abuse the suru verb in so many different contexts, while in our languages we tend to be more precise with the vocabulary. But ocha o suru, well, to drink a tea, to get a cup of tea. So the only thing we don't know here is demo. So in this situation, because you have many different demo, in these situations it means or something like this. So do you want to have a tea or something like this? It's often used to suggest something to someone. And in this case, it then becomes how about? It's got this meaning of how about. And here, well, Indeed, how about a cup of tea? Would you care for a cup of tea? So when you want to suggest something to someone, you can use demo to invite him to do something, to propose something to do, for example, and so we're fine.
そっか。お茶でもしながら愚痴りたい？付き合うよ。
Sokka. So sokka means I see, I see. Then ocha demo shinagara. Guchiritai. So guchiritai, first guchiritai. We've talked about it in last video. When you have a verb in I form, so the form that you use to add mas, it's the same. For example, taberu, tabemasu, so tabetai. Taberu, tabemasu, tabetai. Kaku, kakimasu, kakitai. Nomu, nomimasu, nomitai, etc., etc. And so this tai adds the meaning of to want to the verb. So be careful, you can only use it with a verb, not with a noun. If you want to say, I want a dog, you can't use tai, you need a verb with it. So guchiritai, you want to complain, you want to gripe, you want to vent. And so since it's a question, do you want to gripe, to complain? And then ocha demo shinagara. So shinagara comes from suru. Once again, it's an I form. Suru, shimasu, shinagara. So this nagara, you add it after an I form. And it means while. Once again, be careful, the while is on the verb of the first clause, so you add it at the beginning of the sentence. It's the while that indicates that two actions are happening at the same time. So, guchiritai, do you want to gripe ocha demo shinagara while having some tea or something? So once again, this demo is just a proposition, a suggestion. If she doesn't want a tea, but she wants a cup of coffee or to go to the restaurant or whatever, it's fine too. It's just a suggestion. So do you want to gripe while we get a cup of tea or something? Tsukiau yo. Tsukiau yo. So tsukiau is an interesting verb. It means to go along with, to keep company with. So you can use it when you want to say to go out with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You use tsukiau. But you can also use it in a more general way, as in to keep company with a friend, for example. So it also means to accompany someone, to go along with, etc., etc. So it's whenever you follow someone to do something with him or whatever, anyway, you keep company with him.
そうしたいところだけど、宿題しないといけないから。
そうしたいところだけど、したい I want to do. しますしたい with the die to want to. So I want to do. And so is part of the kosoado system. So これ、それ、あれ、kono, sono, ano, etc., etc. And so you also have ko, so, a. So actually, they are the pronouns. So when you use so, you imply something that have been just said. So it can be a whole sentence. It can even be a whole part of the conversation. But anyway, it implies something that have been said before. So here the so is implying what Max has just said. So to complain while having some cup of tea. So I want to do that. I want to do what you've just said. And so tokoro. So tokoro originally means place, but here it's used as a grammatical expression. When you add it after a present tense, it means to be about to do something. But here, since you have a type form, you can't really use it this way. It's rather like the perfect timing. So it's the perfect timing for me. I really want to do it. So what she wants to say is that Max's invitation comes at the right time. And then dakedo, so but. So by the way, if you have da, it's just because you have a noun before. So da is des, just des. So shitai tokoro desu. But then you want to say but, so you add kedo. So shitai tokoro desu kedo, so shitai tokoro da kedo. Shukudai shinai to ikenai kara. So I think that in previous videos we've seen naito. I think it was mukawa naito when she had to get in the lighthouse during the storm in her dream. So here it's the same thing. Naito ikenai. Naito ikenai. Actually, naito is a contraction of naito ikenai, but it's the same form. So it means I have to. Literally, if I don't do this, then it won't be okay. Like literally, it means this. So, shukudai o suru. Shukudai is homework. So, shukudai o suru, shukudai suru. It's to do your homework. So, shukudai shinai to. If I don't do my homework, ikenai. It won't be okay. So, I have to do my homework. And then, kara. So, this time, it's a real kara that indicates a reason. So, you can translate it by since or because, but once again, be careful because in Japanese it comes at the end of a sentence, but in English we add it at the beginning. So basically in Japanese, when you have kara, kara tells you that what's before is a reason, but in English, because or since indicates that what's after is a reason, and this is why it's inverted all the time. So because I have to do my homework. And you're going to tell me it's a bit weird. Something doesn't fit. I would really want to do this, but because I have to do my homework. But no, actually, once again, the sentence is suspended. Because I have to do my homework, I can't go. So here, the consequence of the reason is implied. And so once again, you see that Japanese people love to suspend their sentences. So here, the kara is used, well, indeed to indicate a reason. It's kind of, I have a good reason. I'm telling you, I have a good reason. And then, of course, it's then obvious, I can't come with you. But the way she phrases this is a little bit cold, maybe.
わかった。また今度ね。
わかった。また今度ね。So, the casual hi, so yes. わかった。わかった can mean understood. So, わかった is used a lot when you want to say, okay, got it. Basically, it should mean understood. Wakaru means to understand, so わかった, I understood. And then また今度ね, so また今度. Mata originally means again. But it's used as a greeting expression. So it's kind of equivalent to see you, actually. So, じゃあ、また. Well then, see you soon. またね. See you soon too, but with the ne, that is kind. また明日. 明日 is tomorrow. So, また明日, see you tomorrow. また来週 next week. So, see you next week. And here we have kondo. So when you say mata kondo, it means like another time. Here, mata kondo refers to Max's invitation to drink a tea. So you won't translate it by see you, because that's not the point. So let's do it another time. We don't know when, but the next occasion we have to do something together. So it's used a lot when your offer is declined. You proposed something and the other person refused. Then you will say mata kondo. So, okay, this time you can't. So, well, let's try another time. I will invite you once again another time.
バイバイ。
読まなきゃよかった。忘れよう。